Welcome to the Microsoft Access 2007 training video. This video will show you how to start Access, create a database, create a table and add records, close a table and database, quit Access, and then open a database. To open Access, simply navigate to your Start button, click All Programs, find Microsoft Office, then click on Microsoft Office Access 2007. When Access opens, we're going to use the Blank Database option. Over to the right, you'll see that it creates a default name for you, and it also places it in a default location. Make note of this location so that when you open your database again, you'll be able to find it. We're going to change our database name to And we're also going to change our location by clicking on the folder icon and navigating to our folder. Click OK, and then once you're done, click Create. By default, a new table is created for you. If for some reason you don't see this table, simply click on the Create button and then click on Table. I'm going to be using the default table that was created for me. I'm going to start by creating new fields to my table. To add a new field, click on the Add New Field column twice. Type in your column name, and you can press the down arrow or Enter. If you press Enter, then it goes to the next column. I'm going to continue entering in my fields. Alright, here I have all my fields entered in, but I want to change the data type for two of my fields, amount paid and current due. And I want to change these to currencies. So I'm going to select my field, I'm going to go to Data Sheet, click on Data Type, and then select Currency. I'm going to do the same step for my current due field. Once I've done that, I'm going to save my table. I can save it using the Save icon in the Quick Access toolbar, or I can press Ctrl S. When I try to save, it's going to ask me to save my table. I'm going to rename my table to Client. Click OK or press the Enter button. Now I want to change my primary field from ID to client number. I'm going to do this by clicking on the View button and clicking Design. Here you see that ID is listed as the primary key, but I want my client number to be the primary key. So I'm going to select ID, right click, and click Delete or press Delete. It's going to ask me if I really want to delete the primary key field. I'm going to say yes. Now to make client number my primary key, simply click on the primary key icon. As you see, a little icon with a key appeared next to my client number. I'm going to save my table again by right-clicking on my table and clicking Close. Alright, now let's say I want to enter data into my table, or records. I'm going to right-click on my table and click Open. To enter records into my field, I'm just going to simply type in the information and press Tab to keep going to the right, or Enter. Remember, as a primary key field, you have to enter in a client number. If you don't, and you try to insert in other information into the other fields, and then go down, it's going to give you an error that the primary key can't contain a null value, which means that it doesn't have any values in it. So we're going to start by entering in the first record. Okay, here I have two records entered in. Now let's say that I want to close my table and maybe exit out of Access. So I'm going to save my table click the Close button. Then I'm going to go to the Office button and click Close Database. That closes my database. Now I'm going to exit back out of Access. Then I'm going to start going back to Access. And then over to the right, I have Open Recent Database. Or I can click More and browse to my database. Alright, now I'm going to insert in the rest of my records. Alright, here I have my table with all my records in it. Now I want to create a new table. So I'm going to go to Create and Table. Make sure I save my client table. Alright, for my new table, I'm going to insert in my fields. Alright, now I'm going to save it, and I'm going to call this table Recruiter. Alright, now I'm going to click back on Design View. Delete my ID. And make the recruiter number my primary key. Alright, in this view, I'm going to change my rate to a number. Add a commission field and make that a currency. And as you can see, this can be done in both the design view and in the datasheet view. Alright, now I'm going to do something a little different. I want my number to be changed down here in the field size. So I'm going to click the field size, click on the drop down menu, and click single. And here's a quick explanation of the field sizes. A byte has an integer value in a range of 0 to 255. An integer is an integer value in the range of minus 32,768 to 32,767. A long integer is an integer value in the range of minus 2,147,483,648 to 2,147,483,647. A single includes numeric values with decimal places to 7 significant digits and requires 4 bytes of storage. A double includes numeric values with decimal places to more accuracy than a single, and it requires 8 bytes of storage. A replication ID is a special identifier required for replication, and a decimal includes numeric values with decimal places to more accuracy than a single, and it requires 12 bytes of storage. Now, the rate is going to have a decimal, so only the single, double, or decimal field sizes are applicable to the rate. In this example, we chose single, because the rate is only 2 decimal places. Then we're going to change the format, and this is just how that displays, to fixed. Next, we're going to click on the decimal places. We're going to change that to 2. Alright, now I'm going to save my table. And I'm going to continue to go to the datasheet view where I'm going to add in my records. Alright, here I have all my records information inserted, and I'm going to save my table again, and then I can close all my tables, and then close my database. And now all the objectives have been covered, and that concludes this video.